And welcome back to Stanny Boy Reviews. I'm your host, Stanley. Thank you so much for taking the time to check out my channel where I like to talk about
my favorite horror films and
yours.
You might notice a little bit of a change here. I have all these posters and I have all these little knick-knack thingies that never see the light of day, so I thought it was time to just switch things up. I hope you like it.
But that's enough of my ADD.
Today, we're gonna dig into our first David Cronenberg film. We're a little over 60 reviews in, and we've never talked about Cronenberg. And what do you know? It's not even one of his early gross-out movies. It's a movie that really isn't even considered a horror film. But yo, you're probably not an actor, are you?
This isn't a very glamorous job.
Go grab your
Pills.
Go grab all your insecurities.
Can't take it anymore, Jacob. I'm so tired and it's so pathetic.
Go grab all your love for Julianne Mother Moore.
Grab your maps to the stars.
I'm already seated. Go have a seat and let's cruise down to the Boulevard of Broken Dreams, baby, because yo, this movie is whew. I think I should start this off by saying that I've owned this movie 3 times now, and it's disappeared from my life twice. So I don't know who in the world keeps stealing this movie from me, but if you're the lucky recipient of it, you are just that. You're lucky. And I mean that with every fiber of my being. Maps to the Stars was a project, 6 years in the making, between director David Cronenberg and writer Bruce Wagner. But it fell through, so Wagner ended up making it into a book called Dead Stars. I haven't read it.
I love a novel that's been turned into a movie and vice versa, so I'll get there.
And for those of you who don't know, which if you're watching this, I'm pretty sure you do, David Cronenberg is considered a horror heavy, especially as far as directors go. He's made horror movies like The Brood, The Fly remake, Videodrome.
Come to Nikki.
But then there's the not so much horror, but it could be depending on your perspective, like Crash, which is another weird kind of favorite of mine. And then this one, Maps to the Stars, which is by far, in my opinion, his best piece of work. Anyway, things finally came together. Viggo Mortensen and Rachel Weisz were originally set to star, but dropped out due to scheduling conflicts, and the movie went into pre-production in July of 2013. The movie wrapped a month later, after filming in both Cronenberg's native Canada, and then also in Los Angeles, making this the first of any Cronenberg film to be shot in the United States. Maps to the Stars had a small release in France in the early summer of 2014, shortly after releasing in different places around the world. It was filmed on a budget of just $13 million, but only made $4.5 million at the box office. So it was not terribly successful theatrically. On Rotten Tomatoes, it has a 62%. On Metacritic, we're looking at a 67 out of 100.
But hey,
it still garnered critical acclaim to a pretty massive degree and was featured on Canada's top 10 best feature films of 2014. Was nominated for 10 Canadian Screen Awards, winning 2 for John Cusack in the Best Supporting Actor category, and also Howard Shore's awesome score. We'll get there. It also won Best Actress for Julianne Moore at the Cannes and Sitges Film Festival, and Julianne Moore was also nominated for a Golden Globe. So whether this movie made money or not, the performances here are everything. It's an ensemble piece through and through. But hey, let's just get on with it because time is money, baby.
This is show business.
Maps to the Stars is about a handful of people living in dirty, scary Hollywood. There's the Weisz family, consisting of, but not limited to, child actor Benji, played by Evan Bird, and his parents, momager Christina, played by Olivia Williams, and TV psychologist father Stafford, played by John Cusack. Benji is working on making a comeback to a highly successful film franchise after a recent drug-fueled bender, and all of his team is terribly concerned about him and his well-being. Rightfully so, because he's completely damaged, and he's like 13 years old. Think a young Drew Barrymore, but more current and a little deranged. The 3 of them live in a kind of fright, fearing that their estranged daughter will return to wreak havoc on their lives years after she burned down their family home with Benji inside of it, trying to kill him. Then there's Havana Sagrand, played by Julianne Moore. An actress who has passed her prime, I guess you could say, and she is fabricating stories about her long-dead actress mother in hopes of securing the role of said dead mom in the remake of her mom's most famous film. This has resulted in spooky, haunting visions in the night of her mom, mostly because Havana is a lying, narcissistic fraud. But ayo, the best part of the movie! Woo! Then there's a newbie in town called Agatha, played by Mia
Wasikowska.
I hope I said that right because I really love her, who is seemingly obsessed with the Weiss family drama and the house that burned down years ago. And she also lands a job as Havana's personal assistant.
I would be the most loyal, most competent, most grateful personal assistant you've ever had.
Agatha is also pursuing a limo driver in the form of everyone's favorite or not so favorite Robert Pattinson. And if all of this doesn't sound enticing enough, throw in a tremendous amount of lies,
Deceit, betrayal,
Sex.
Incest and murder.
and we have a pretty f***ed up, magnificent little movie here. I don't know if this is necessarily the Cronenberg you want to start with because it's so different than what he himself started with. But it's an amazing character study, and it's filmed beautifully, and while everyone in the movie is basically a piece of it's still hard not to feel for all of these pieces of I've said it before on other movies I've reviewed, like Flowers in the Attic, and I just said it recently after watching Hereditary. There's something really, really devastating about the destruction of a family unit.
I was afraid because of what you did.
And that's kind of what makes Maps to the Stars so scary to me. Aside from it being a David Cronenberg movie, I mean, these characters are walking around in their everyday life with their everyday events happening to them, and they have to be thinking,
I'm in a horror movie. I'm in a horror movie. This is a horror movie.
and that's pretty scary, if you ask me. And then, of course, there's the whole industry thing. This industry, it's frightening. It's wonderful, depending on which side of the spectrum you're on, but it's about how you execute it and about implementation. And the people in this movie are not on the right side of it. And that's also really scary. I've been trying to be a part of this since I was a kid, and I'm now. And even after watching a movie like this, I'm still trying to do that. So if that isn't toxic and horrifying in itself, I don't know what is. It's like watching Spun.
You don't want to smoke meth afterward.
If you do, something's wrong with you. You watch a movie like this and you still want to be an actor?
I was so excited.
Whatever. Anyway, rant over. Real quick, the music, Howard Shore. He has won 3 Academy Awards, 3 Golden Globes, 4 Grammys. And not only did he score David Cronenberg's first film, he would go on to score all of David Cronenberg's films.
With the exception of The Dead Zone.
So the fact that this soundtrack is absolutely stunning is no shocker. I think that's what also makes this movie
Scary.
it's quite literally a drama, but with certain sounds and music hones throughout, it really turns some of the scenes into
Nightmares.
It's really something to watch how the musical composition of any film coincides with the director's vision and how that results in the film at the end. But really so with Shore and Cronenberg, because it's always so flawless. Now, I can go on and on and on about the actors here, but I'm not going to because every single one of them did so good. A masterful showcase performance from each one of them, but this movie belongs to Mia and Julianne. These two women play off of each other like a more subtle, modern Betty and Joan. And I know that's kind of a reach, but it was really delicious to watch them work together on screen.
Go back to Kansas, Dorothy.
Even if nothing else in this movie worked, their 2 performances alone and the way that they came together would make me give this movie 5 stabs. And that's what I'm gonna give it on Stanny's Stab-O-Meter. And honestly, because of everything else, it is perfect. If I were to write a movie or be in a movie or direct a movie, this is the kind of movie I would want it to be, with an underlying theme, a dirty, gross, endearing, poetic film. This movie deserves all the praise that it didn't get. It did get quite a bit, but it deserves so much more, and I can't say enough about how good it is.
That's the review.
5 stabs. It's amazing. Julianne more. What more do you need? What Julianne more do you need? That was stupid. So what say you? Have you seen Maps to the Stars? Do you plan to watch Maps to the Stars? Let me know what you think in the comments. Also, you guys, I'm on social media. Follow me. Go do that. And don't forget to
Subscribe.
Also, random, the new Kelly Clarkson album's out. It's called Chemistry. Go listen to it. The best song on it is called Magic. It's so good. I'll be back soon with another review. Take care, you guys. See you soon. Bye.
Pew, pew, pew.